Radio Raheem here with Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. We just saw you in the ring, man. Obviously, it's interesting when you walk into a ring, you see two generations of fighters here.
Yeah.
Your dad's in there boxing behind us still. First of all, he had such a long and storied career with his father in his corner.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how it is that you're with Eric Brown now in your corner and the transition between having your father there and a new trainer.
My father's, as you can see, still in the ring. He's still working. He felt like it was a better move to have somebody else, kind of leading and he can still be in the ring and still kind of box as well as mentor and have me fighting alongside him, because he can't train and box at the same time, so that's why he felt like it was a good transition, and he likes the way Eric trains, and he likes the way that we work together.
Usually it's the fighter that decides that it's time for the father to, part company and make its own way. In this transition for you, were you happy with that decision?
I was. It was something that me and him had talked about. As you know, I spar with Hugo and a lot of Eric's fighters before. Even Kid Chocolate, when he had Kid Chocolate. So Eric was familiar with me. I liked the way, the advice that he would give me when I would work with his fighters. So the transition was very easy, and then it was something that me and my father had talked about, and we came to a mutual agreement,
Now you're fighting at 168 pounds. That's a big division. These guys hit hard. They're very solid dudes. You're tall, thin. How is it that the power at this division feels for you, and where are your advantages taking on a weight class like this?
I'm fast. I have good skills. I'm very sharp in there. And I've been in the ring with guys that weight, like Badu Jack. I've been in there with guys at Mayweather's gym. I've been, in the ring with like Zulo Ramirez, Gilberto Ramirez. Mm-hmm. So I've been in the ring with these guys before, and it's nothing I can't handle. I just got to be me and be fast and, work hard, train hard. That's all it's about, really.
Jack, DeGale, Gilberto Ramirez. These are the guys at the top of that division. And you're probably able to get in there, on name recognition, and they respect your legacy and whatnot. How much of it is learning, and how much of it is just competition where you're, aspiring to replace those guys at the top of the division? You learn, and then you go work hard, and you go try to bring it to them, and take it from them. That's what this game is about. We blood, sweat, and tears. This is what we do. We do to be the best. We do this to be the best. We don't do this to play. So they understand that. They know they've been in there with guys that were champions when they were coming up my weight, and they went and took it from them. That's what you're supposed to do, and that's their job to defend it. So there's no hard feelings, They're willing to give me some knowledge and say, come on, try. I dare you. I'm going for it. Now, that road you're talking about to stardom, to being a champion, it's different than it was in your father's generation. I would say maybe there's more opportunity because there's more television, more places you can be seen, but it's also harder to get your name out there and to get attention because there's so many places to be seen and so much out there for people to, focus on. How do you separate yourself beyond your last name from all the other guys trying to come up, trying to be a star, looking for a title shot?
You do that with passion, with hard work. Like Floyd Mayweather always says, hard work and dedication. And, when people see that and you inspire people, they want to come see you fight. Of course, there's going to be, for me, there's going to be, oh, he's not his dad. Oh, I don't think he works hard. But I just got to challenge that. I just got to work hard. And when I get in the ring and I step in the ring, I show them that this ain't for play. I don't do this just because of my last name or for my father. I do this for me. And I want that to be seen, and it's going to be seen. So with that being said, I just got to get the spot and
shine and just shine and be me. That's all I can do. That's all anybody ever can do, is just go out there and fucking shine and be the best they can do. Sorry for cussing.
And it's fair for fans to give you a shot independently, although it's hard to get. That's a fair request on your part. It also begs the question, at 168 pounds, we know there are other fighters with legendary fathers who haven't yet been able to accomplish what people expected of them. We see Chavez Jr. coming up against Canelo in May. That's an interesting fight. It's also a fight that, a guy that you might be able to meet at 168 pounds.
Both of them, honest.
So first, let me get your breakdown of Canelo Chavez at, what was it, 164 and a half, or the new Canelo weight.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight going?
Well, I feel like I've only been in the ring with Canelo, and he is very sharp, surprisingly sharp, and very ring savvy. He knows a lot of great things, and he's a lot quicker than you expect. You think you go in there, he kind of is a little slow at first, but then when he explodes, he's something else. It goes from kind of just creeping to and those punches come fast, and they got some sting on them. So. He has the skill. He has, if I didn't know Chavez Jr., I would think that he would be the winner. But because I know that Chavez Jr. is a very, very tough guy, he has a lot of skills. He comes from great pedigree, so it's in him. He just a little bit. Sometimes he's lazy, and everybody sees that. Everybody sees that he comes up short. You can see the talent. You can see what he has, but. He doesn't always show it. But this fight, he's fighting for his country. He's fighting for a lot more. More is at stake. I feel like more is going to come out of him. We're going to see a different Chavez Jr., I feel, than we've ever seen before. So this is a pick'em fight. This is a fight that could go either way. Both guys could get knocked out. Both guys could, win. So I don't see any ups.
Now, you saying Chavez Jr. is lazy is not trash talk. I think that, that's the general criticism of him over time here and what he's been able to show as opposed to what we think his potential is. And a lot of what could have to do with that maybe is the growing up in his father's shadow and the trying to achieve his father's, approval and all this kind of thing. So when you see fighters come up like that, having such a unique experience, do you learn from that and look at that as well, or are you just focused on like the physical aspect of this game?
No, of course you look at that. He's Chavez Jr. I look up to him, because he is essentially in the same spot as me. He's at a different level right now. He started, before me and things like that. He has a lot more fights than me, but he has a similar path than me. So I have to learn from that. I got to learn to always stay, grinding and stay working hard. Not to say he doesn't work hard, because I know he does. He wouldn't be in the place that he's at right now if he didn't work hard. So of course he works hard, but there's more. You could always see that there's more from him that he can give, and because he comes from great pedigree, he comes from greatness, and you could see that. So that's what we want from him. We want that. I want to see that from him. Like I said, it's inspiring. I look up to stuff like that because he's in the same path, and one day I want to fight him. So if he doesn't do good, then that, then it doesn't. So, but if both of them are fighting, and it gives me something to look up to, and gives all these fighters in that weight class to look up to. Like, I want to be that. I want to be up there, and it brings our sport up. It brings what we love to do. The reason why we come in here and work hard and fight for. That all rises, When they rise, when we rise together, it's up there, and then people go, yeah, this is what boxing's about. We want to follow this sport. We want to watch this sport. It makes our sport great again. So of course, I want him to fight hard.
There's other fighters. There are many reasons why a fighter might have a guided path, if you will. Maybe, his father was a champion. Maybe he was found young by a promoter. He's coming out of the Olympics. Any number of reasons where a guy is looked after, is a way to put it. You could be one of those guys. For instance, not to just harp on Chavez Jr., but he's a good example of a different path, right? He had 40 fights, something like that, 40-0 with people that nobody knew, just to build the record. That's a way to go, to get named and then to, be able to say, hey, look at all these wins, and that's a reason to look at me. You've come up tough, though. You've got, 9 fights. You've already got a loss. You've decided to take a different path, not necessarily the protected route. Why did you make that decision, and how do you think that that's going to serve you forward in your career?
I think it's going to serve me well. You know what I mean? I don't have a protected career. I work hard. It shows that I'm doing this for me. You know what I mean? It shows that I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of a challenge, and I'm willing to work hard. So I feel like it's going to work out in my favor. You know what I mean? Having to fight for me, having to grind it out and work hard every day. So my path is going to be fine.
And lastly, Shane, you know, you've seen how boxing careers go. Like, you've seen probably, now obviously not just in your own family, but being around other fighters, people that, you know, knew you as a kid, you've seen their careers come and go. What have you learned from that experience, growing up in a boxing family, around the sport your whole life? And what is it that you see for yourself in this career? How do you know when it's over? How do you know that you've done enough? And what is enough? What is your ultimate goal in this boxing world?
My ultimate goal is, of course, to win world titles, multiple world titles, and be considered as great. And when I can't do that anymore, when I see, you know, things fading, or I see that I don't have the passion to get up every day and grind and work hard, when that passion's gone, you know, I could give it up. But I think a lot of times, because, you know, people don't know how to quit. You know what I mean? This is what you grow up seeing and knowing and learning, and it's hard to, you know, quit if you don't have, you know, other outlets. So, you know, I think you just got to know when to put it up. But right now, that's way far down the line. You know what I mean? Far down the line. I don't see that coming anytime soon. So,
you're 25 years old. We're at the beginning of this year. You know, you've got 9 fights. Talk to me about 2017. Perfect world. What happens in your life in this sport this year?
Well, in my life in this sport, I'm looking to fight at least 6 times before the year's up. At least 6 times. Get myself to about 15, 16-1, and be ready to put myself in a place where I could be fighting for, you know, in, you know, the top 10, things like that, and then shoot for a world title next, either the end of next year or the beginning of the following year. So that's where I'm looking to go this year.
Radio Raheem with Sugar Shane Mosley Jr., a hard worker, tough fighter, a busy fighter. 6 times this year is going to be a lot of work, man. It's a tremendous pleasure to talk to you. Good luck in your career, your endeavors. Radio Raheem with Sugar Shane Mosley Jr.